Hi, I'm Beth Journay with the Angleton Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here today with Jaime Moreno, and he's running for school board position three.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're gonna ask Jaime some questions so that we can give you a better feel for who Jaime is and why he's running for this position. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Okay, why, in your opinion, are you qualified for this position?
Primarily, my vision or my goal for this was as an active educator, I think that I have an insight that's a little bit different than everybody else that's even on the current board. I'm born and raised here, and I've had the privilege of teaching here in Angleton as well for a couple of years. And I just feel like because of it, when there is some change or a policy that's being done, I can have a voice that's a little bit different than everybody else's. So it gives me just that extra opportunity, that extra voice that, like I said, most of them don't have. It's easy to say, I know somebody that's a teacher, I have family that's a teacher, but unless you've actually been in there with 25, 30, 35 kids at times, teaching them the curriculum and trying to teach them to be good citizens, it's a little bit different. So I feel like that gives me a little bit of a different sort of viewpoint than they have.
Okay, good deal. Okay, how important is it for the district to purchase items and services from local vendors? So being the Chamber of Commerce, we have to ask that question.
Correct.
How committed to the shop local motto are you, and what have you done to encourage citizens to keep their tax dollars, as well as the school district to keep their tax dollars in Angleton?
Right. So I personally believe that the community needs, in the sense of the community and the district need to work sort of hand in hand. Example of that is my entire campaign was done locally. So all of my signs, my palm cards, everything was done here, which I'd love to give a big thank you to Base Star Printing. Kay did a wonderful job on my signs. I gave her an idea, she went with it, and Imagine Designs, Moreno, who helped me with my push cards. Personally speaking, I think that in order for a community to thrive like Angleton, you have to be able to invest in it locally. And it's not just going to the grocery store, it's eating locally, it's shopping locally, whatever it is that you need to do it that way so that the community continue to prosper. When it comes to the district, I think that this should be a hand in hand. The reality is most local shop owners are alums. They didn't come from Houston, they didn't come from some other state, they're from here. They graduated like I did from Angleton. So it makes sense to me that the district invest in them, because as a district, you want those local shop owners, who again are alums, to invest in you, right? You want your alum program to be big and better, and you want them coming in and getting those graduates and taking them to their shops and just sort of working together in that regard. To me, it's vital. It has to be hand in hand.
Awesome. Describe your vision for the district's role in workforce development for local businesses over the next 5 years.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, I think it should be a hand-in-hand type situation. For the local shop owners, I think that they want to make sure that these kids that are graduating stay here. They don't necessarily want them to go elsewhere, because why not bring in people that are from the area? I think one of the things that schools in general, just across the board, they are very college readiness heavy. And I know that Angleton promotes that as well, but I think there needs to be more career readiness. I think that it would be great if the school district and the local businesses kind of worked on a curriculum together. Kids get done with graduation, and not all of them want to be doctors and lawyers and nurses and teachers. Some of them know they want to be a welder. I want to be an auto mechanic. I want to do this. I want to do that. And if they were given a little bit more of the real world sort of curriculum, so to say, I think it would be beneficial to them, not just them going into the local area, but for the local shop owners to have them ready to come in day one and have a leg up on anybody else that's trying to apply for that position.
Okay. A portion of graduating students require remedial courses to enter universities or community colleges. Do you feel your AISD is graduating a quality product from high school? How do you feel this could be improved if not?
I think this is one of these really good questions that the reality is that as a school district in Angleton, we don't choose who comes to Angleton. If you look at the demographics and kind of how it's laid out, you have everybody from upper middle class to upper class kids who come from a two-parent home who are professionals. And then you can go to Holiday Lakes and look at a house that's run down that has a 2-bedroom home with 10 kids in it. The demographics are huge. They're massively different. So the district, I think, does a really good job of bringing all those kids in there and doing their best job that they can to get them to a level that they're ready to graduate and move on. Is it perfect? Of course not. You can't be perfect because you're not teaching the same kid throughout every single class. But I do think that, like I was saying before, real world readiness is important. I think it's one thing to say, let's teach them the curriculum of this class. I think it's also just as important to get them to understand what it's like to be a good citizen, civics, that concept of civics, and what it is to be a good hometown kid, doing what they need to be doing. There are things that can be improved. I'm a huge champion of a program called AVID. AVID means, give me a second, I just lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
I just spaced out on AVID.
And we can come back to it.
No, because I love this program.
Okay.
I got it. Ready?
Yeah. Advancement
via individual determination. So what AVID does is this fantastic
I already
program.
like it.
Yes. So we do it at the junior high level where I'm at in Alvin, and it's a sort of a gradual process. But what AVID does is it gives people a toolbox, the individual student a toolbox, and they fill that toolbox with individual tools that they need for the real world, for college, for career readiness. Items like how to organize your thoughts, how to ask the right questions when you don't know, how to plan in a planner and be organized in that regard, how to take notes and how to use them for proper study, and how to study properly, right? So AVID does these things, and I think that this type of a program would be perfect for the school district here in Angleton, because what happens in most school districts is the top 10% are loved on a lot, but so are that bottom 10% because you had to have them for graduation numbers, and without them, our graduation numbers don't look so good. So there's a middle portion. I was that middle portion. There were great teachers that helped me out, but I got out of school not knowing what it was like to go to college and be ready for college. I'll be honest with you, when I graduated high school, I basically failed every class in my first 2 semesters because I didn't know how to be a student. I didn't know how to really be a good student. And what I had to learn sort of on the job or on the fly, AVID helps kids teach those type of tools that they need to be successful. And it's not just for college. It teaches you how to be organized and ready to go to the workforce whenever you are ready to go there. It just kind of teaches you how to be a normal human being ready to live and be a productive member of society. I love it. And I've been talking about AVID this whole time while I've been sort of talking to people on the campaign. It's something that I think will work here, and I really hope that if I'm elected to this position, I can be a champion for AVID to be here in Angleton.
Okay, thanks for sharing. Okay, name the most important decision the school board has made in the last 2 years that you disagreed with, if any, and explain why you disagreed with the decision.
So I don't necessarily believe that there's anything that they've decided in the last 2 years that have been bad. I think most of the decisions that they've made are good decisions and were needed decisions. I guess I think there's some things that happen that I'd like to see a little bit of improvement on, or just to see how the research continues to see if it's going to work and how they could tweak it. One is the restorative discipline program that they have now. Discipline was an issue a couple years back, and they developed a program that I think is really good at the elementary level and very effective at the junior high level. And just in talking to people, they want it to be tweaked a little bit at the high school level. And really the basis behind restorative discipline is it's a way for you to kind of find out why you did the problem. So it's not necessarily a concept of you did something bad, here's your punishment. It's you did something bad, so why did we get to that level? What made you do that? How did we do that? And how can we, as a group and as a school, adjust your behavior so that you can not make that decision anymore? Like I said, it's a good program. There's a lot of bumps in the road, but I think they're doing a really good job of trying to figure out those bumps and sort of alleviate those bumps. So I'm hopeful for that program. Another really big, great thing that they've done is the Education Foundation. Now, a lot of school districts have done this, and it's sort of a way that if I in the classroom need a specific thing, maybe my campus can't afford it. Well, the Education Foundation allows me to, apply for money to get that. What I want them to do more, and something that I would sort of champion, is more fundraising. Right now, they're really just asking for donations, and sometimes it's a little bit difficult depending on the economics and depending how it is at the time. Businesses do have money to donate. Sometimes they don't have the money to donate. When you fundraise for that, it gives you more than just your people that you're looking for in the business level. It'll bring the entire community in and be bought into this concept. And with that education foundation, what I would love to see is that eventually we can get to the point where it's not just helping teachers in the classroom, but if that teacher wants to continue their education and get their master's in education, they have a scholarship for it, right? So teachers right now, they kind of have to pay out of pocket. And I would love for the education foundation to eventually get there. I know it will. It's really in its sort of its infancy stage right now. It's a toony road. And so when it's a grown adult, I think this is going to be a great thing for the school district. And I love that they did it. But like I said, similar to the restorative discipline, there's going to be bumps. And I want to help sort of iron out those bumps so that we can make it as good as possible.
Awesome. In your discussions with voters, what concern or issue has been raised that has surprised you the most? And what are your suggestions for dealing with the issue?
One of the things that I've noticed, and this is sort of talking to not just voters but teachers as well, is oftentimes policy at the school district are implemented on a K through 12 basis. This is the new thing we need to do. Everybody has to do it. Now, that sounds great. The problem here is that what works at the kindergarten level may not work at the senior level, or vice versa. Something that works for seniors may not be very, very good for the elementary level. And a concern that I've heard is like, I would love for policies to be specific in those regions, right? You have three big categories. You have your K through 5, you have your junior high, and you have your high school. Let's say the issue is literacy. Well, we want our literacy levels to be higher. A strategy for K is not going to work for 12. So maybe implement those strategies more focused on the group of kids that you're trying to hit. What is it that we need help with at the K through 5 level? How can we adjust that to hit those 6th through 8th graders that need it just as much? And how do we continue to move on and get those 9th through 12th graders reading like they don't want to? Because we know kids at that age, they don't want to. So how do we get them to do that? So instead of being it throughout the gamut of the ages, K through 12, let's be more specific on how we want that done. That was one of the things that kind of caught my ear. And this concept that I was telling you about AVID, the reality is I've talked to kids too. Because they're going to be our future voters. So it's not just the people that are eligible to vote now. There's a group of kids that are freshmen that can vote in 4 years. Their concern right now is they feel like if they're not in those two levels, the top 10, the bottom 10, they're kind of looked past. It's not to say that there's not great teachers, because I know the teachers that are here, they're fantastic. But sometimes they just kind of feel left out. And like I said, I think programs like AVID and other programs can help them kind of be more bought in, because those type of kids have to have a buy-in in order to feel important to the school and to all schools. That's just across the board. Some of them will do athletics, some of them will do band, but if they don't have that, what do they have? Right. And so programs that can kind of help that. That was one of the things that I actually heard from students that, again, caught my ear. I was one of those kids, so I understand that need to have that buy-in in the school district. Okay,
good deal. If you don't mind, I'm going to skip section. It's question 7, unless you want me to ask you that one.
Yeah, you can ask it, and I have a great answer for it.
Oh, do you? Okay, let's ask it. What is your suggestions to increase voter turnout in Angleton School District?
Social media. I think it is an underutilized tool. And I think that with one tweet, with one picture on Instagram, with one post on Facebook, you can reach the majority of the people that are registered to vote. I think it's underutilized. Now, let me be the first as a teacher to tell you, sometimes it's not necessarily the most positive thing in the world.
Right.
We understand that. But there are positives to social media. And I think voter turnout is something most people, most common everyday voters, don't know when elections are. They don't know when early voting is. They don't even know who's running. Right? If you use it on the positive side of social media to get the word out, hey, these are the candidates. These are where your voting places are. If you live in this precinct, go here. That's how you could possibly increase it. Now, I understand that national elections get the big turnout, right? This past national election, I think there was something like over 10,000 people that voted in Angleton, which is great. But the last local election, we had less than 1,000. Why? Local elections are where it matters to you and I, the taxpayer. It's absolutely the most important. What happens on a national level, yes, affects us, right? But not on an everyday, day-to-day basis. So for me, at the local level, you have to get the word out using social media. And I'll be honest, I'm using it to my advantage. I have put things out on Facebook that have been shared 20, 30 times, and thousands of people have been able to see it, and it works. You know, so why not use that to get more people? Yeah, why not use it to get more people out to vote? Because it's like I said, the local elections are where it counts. Those local and county elections are the most important ones. They determine our taxes. They determine who represents us at the state level, at the national level. People should turn out more for those, and not just the big elections.
Yes, they should. Okay. Are you willing to use your mobile device and social networking to communicate with citizens?
Absolutely. I have created a Facebook page just for my campaign, and I want people to come and look at it. I want to answer any questions that are out there. I don't mind putting out my phone number. I don't mind for citizens to call, because in order for them to make the proper vote and to vote for the right person, they need to know who we're about, and not just me, my opponent as well. They need to know who we are. They need to know what we're about. They need to know how we plan on moving the district forward. Because I personally believe, being that I live here and I went to school here, there's no reason why we're not on the same playing field, same level as any of the big school districts that are in the state, in this county. There's no reason why we can't be the best, or the district that people come to and look at and say, look at what they're doing right. You know what I'm saying? So you need to know that information of the people that are running for those positions. Use it. Contact them. Use my Facebook page, whatever you need, because I will openly answer any question as honestly as I can, and be as straightforward as I can with you.
All right, good deal. Any other comments?
Other than I think this is a fantastic thing that y'all are doing. I know that y'all haven't always done it. I know this is something that's more recent. I think putting this out on the internet, putting it on YouTube, putting it on Facebook, I think, like I said, it helps people get more informed. So I appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody that's running appreciates, it's an extra time for people to see our faces and to hear what we're about. So I really honestly thank you for it.
Well, good. Thank you very much.